Hey everyone! Today I have a tutorial for you guys that's going to be great for home decor purposes or even back to school. I'm going to be showing you guys how to really quickly and easily cover books so that you can have a neutral palette so that it doesn't interfere with home decor colors. And this can also be used to cover textbooks so that you don't have to look at the ugly covers that have been used, or you can even cover your notebooks as long as they have a bit of a sturdy cover so that you can decorate them however you like. I'm going to be using a brown paper, but you can use the comics that are in the newspapers. Some people call them the funnies. You can also use wrapping paper or even large sheets from coloring books, or even gift bags or anything like that, and you need barely anything to do it. So let's go take a look at this tutorial. So I've got my brown paper, scissors, and scotch tape, and as I said, you can use many different things to cover your books. Just keep in mind that depending on what you're using, you may have to tape a few pieces together to make it a big enough piece to cover your book. So you can use this tutorial to cover any book that has a sturdy enough cover, like, of course, hard textbooks, and something like these composition notebooks that have a cardboard cover. So the first thing we want to do is unroll our paper and place our book on it. So on the sides of the book, you want to pull the paper so that it comes towards about the center of the book, and on the bottom, you also want it to reach up too close to the center, not quite. We do want to have a little bit of a gap there. And then you're just going to wrap your paper around your book so that it matches your other end, and you're going to cut it to that size. Next, you're going to trim the other end of your paper so that you have the same amount of paper on top as you do on the bottom. And then just trim it along the edges to make sure that you have a nice straight cut. Next, you want to make sure that your book is positioned in the center from top to bottom. And then you're going to fold your paper up towards the center of the book and press it along the bottom edge of your book to create a crease. Now, using that crease as your guide, you want to fold your paper up and crease it along the entire length, making sure that it's nice and straight. Now you can place your book along that creased edge just so that you have a little bit of the paper poking out underneath your book, maybe 1/8 of an inch. Then you're just going to spin your book and your paper around, and you're going to fold that opposite edge in the same way, leaving about the same amount peeking out from the cover. Next, you can trim the left and right edges of your paper if you need to, making sure that those are nice and straight and square. Now you'll want to fold your paper over your book from left to right so that the edges meet one another and therefore centering your book within your paper. Now slightly lift the top cover along with the top flap of paper and fold the top flap of paper around the cover of your book to the inside. Make sure that it's wrapped nice and tightly, and then you can either flip the book over and do the same to the back cover, or as I've done here, you can lift the front cover and the pages and then fold the bottom flap in around the bottom cover the same way that you did the top. Now your book looks covered, but we're not finished yet. We need to secure this a bit better. So you want to release the paper wrapped around the back cover and open up the front cover of your book, and essentially what you've done is created a nice little pocket for your cover to slide into. So slide that folded edge over the cover of your book and pull it on so the edge of your cover matches up to the crease that you made. Now you can close your cover back over onto your book, and you might see a little bit of that flap trying to pull away from the book on the top and bottom, so you're just going to use your hand to tuck that in and secure it around the edge with a tiny little inconspicuous piece of tape. So you're also going to do that to the other edge. And now you can flip your book over, pull that cover nice and tight around the book, and repeat the same process to the other side. And it's really just as simple as that to cover your books. Now there's one last optional thing you can do if the sliding of the sleeve bothers you when you open your book. You can hold the paper in place as you open the book and add a small tiny piece of scotch tape to that inside flap and do the same to the back. That will prevent that from happening. Now, once you've got your books covered, you can label them according to the subject, and you can have a little bit of fun getting as fancy as you'd like with lettering, and you can even have your friends doodle or write you little messages throughout the year, and you can save it as a nice souvenir if you're into that sort of thing as a memory of that year of school. As I mentioned, you can also use this book covering technique when using books for decorative purposes. They coordinate with your home decor rather than clash. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope that you guys liked it. Don't forget, click the thumbs up, subscribe, watch, share, do all those awesome things, and don't forget you can come find me on social media. I have all those links down in the description. If you want more videos, I have one suggested here on the screen. I also have some in the cards and in the description as well. I hope you guys all have a super awesome day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!